I'm joined now from Westminster by Labour's Shadow Culture Secretary Lucy Powell. Thank you very much for being with us. If I may, just a quick word on broader issues. How do you think the West and the UK should react to President Putin putting his forces or nuclear forces on alert?
Well, it's good to see such a united response, I think, from the EU, from NATO allies and others. And all we ask for is that we want that to go further and be tougher. The main way we can support the Ukrainian people who are fleeing their homes at the moment, they don't want to be doing that. The main way we can support them is by giving them further military aid and by inflicting the toughest possible economic, cultural and sporting sanctions on Russia to try and bring this invasion to a abrupt end, or to at least minimise its impact. And reports that you're making this morning from Ukraine would suggest that some of that is stalled from the Russia side. But we want to see a united front and the toughest possible actions that we can bring.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking more broadly, we're entering quite possibly an era of confrontation with Russia. Would Labour support an increase now in UK defence spending, an increase?
That's not a decision for me to make on this programme, but we fully support having adequate and enough defence capability and spending. Our spending's not always been that effective over recent years. We've had some of the spending there, but it's been in the wrong places with the wrong capabilities being invested in. But of course, we are now entering a new era, and that means we have to reflect that in our priorities as a country, and being able to withstand a despot, deranged leader like Putin means that we do have to reflect and look at what our capabilities are. But we stand firmly behind our military. We stand firmly with our NATO allies, and our support of NATO and the wider defence agenda it is unwavering as the Labour Party.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to make any decisions. Obviously, that's not for you. But would you support? Do you think we're entering a dangerous period in, Western-Russian relations where we should all be thinking about increasing defence spending now?
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is one of the most, I think, terrifying eras of my lifetime. We didn't ever think, did we, as a generation, that we would see such a blatant breach of those international norms that we've been living with for decades now, with an illegal invasion on a European country on our doorstep by Russia. And that is going to require a radical rethink in terms of our public policy, our foreign policy, our defence policy, and so on. And I think UK, NATO, the West, we are really waking up to that new threat, and we have a united agenda here now. I think we have seen tough action, but it could be tougher still, and we want the UK government and we want other governments to go further when it comes to those economic sanctions, tackling the oligarchs that take safe haven in our country, and when it comes to things like sporting and cultural sanctions, and also increasing that military aid directly into Ukraine so that the Ukrainian people can defend themselves.
A quick word on sport. I mean, sport does appear as if it's stepping up to the plate on this. What more would you want sporting bodies and cultural organisations to do?
Well, we are seeing some moves in the right direction with UEFA and to some degree with FIFA, football and others. But I think we need to send a clear and categoric message that Russia, from now on, will be fully excluded, fully boycotted from all international sporting and cultural events. So things like the upcoming World Cup it shouldn't be a case that Russia can still take part, albeit without displaying its country's name. They should be excluded from that event without delay. We've got the Women's Euro finals taking place here in the UK in the summer. The same too. World Chess Championships. They're still hosting international volleyball and swimming competitions later this year. I think we now need to see a full and clear categoric signal so that Putin, who takes these occasions very seriously when he's hosting or when he's participating in these events, he needs to feel the full force of that where it hurts, and it will send a strong signal to the Russian people as well that they need to stand up to Putin, because they'll no longer be able to take pride in their country taking part in such events.
OK, Lucy Powell, thanks very much.